Team Fortress 2. It's a game we all know and love. And for being made in, when was TF2 released? 2007! But having outlived most of my viewers, this game has an almost timeless feeling that no other game has managed to surpass. But sometimes it can be a little bit, pay attention, because today we're going to be learning now. I believe the best way to showcase these reasons is to get the bad stuff out of the way so I can really highlight all the good points later on. That being said, I am going to start with my first point, which is the bot problem. Now, I am sort of cheated when it comes to this, as before the ban wave, which was over a year ago, this situation was hundreds of times worse. But it still is a problem that's very current when you walk out of squad and get insta-slept by fucking GLaDOS. Given TF2 is beginning to get updates again, it can be hopefully eradicated in the future. That being said, for years this problem made the game unplayable, so definitely an A+ tier problem. Next we have what might be one of the biggest problems, the lack of major updates. TF2 hasn't had a major update since the Jungle Inferno update in 2017, and even that was mostly a pyro update. This is also where the what no updates in 8 years does to a man meme comes from, with even official events like Scream Fortress and Smithmas being mostly community made. But an update Valve never forgot to add to the game was nerfing the Bison. If you don't know what the Bison is, it's basically an item that whenever a developer gets angry at something, they go and beat the shit out of it to cool down. It's cool in concept, but I mean, they nerfed this thing so hard that people are starting to stand up for an inanimate object. Wait, and the final point I'm going to mention, the broken matchmaking. There isn't any real skill-based matchmaking in TF2, so stick a newbie in their first match who has no idea what he's doing and they're uninstalling after 5 minutes. Now, in a sane world, you would think, oh, just load it to competitive mode. And to that I say, competitive? Competitive? The day a game of competitive takes less than half an hour to be found will be the day I resign from this earthly plane, okay? So a game that has a bot problem, has no updates, unbalanced items and a bad matchmaking system, oh Taylor, how could this game be a masterpiece? Well, with the bad stuff out of the way, it's time to find out. I'm gonna assume most people watching this video have played TF2 before, but just in case you haven't, let me explain. You get 9 classes to choose from, all of the different weapons and playstyles. You have the medic, whose mostly sole objective is to heal the team. This can be made more efficient with items like the Crusaders and the Ubersaw. Well, the same thing can be said for the sniper. The enemy team has a lot of spies, it's great, run the Razorback. In this way, most of the weapons in the game can be made better or worse depending on A, playstyles, and B, the enemy team. This helps balance out the game towards new players who will almost always have better weapons. The stock is usually better than 99% of other weapons. Most unlocks make you different, not more powerful. On a rocket launcher with direct hits, there's a weapon for that, making it not most about the meta build, but about your specific build. Next we have the characters. Oh, where do I begin? Team Fortress 2 was made 18 years ago and yet the graphics were, and still are, amazing. You can boot this game up today and still think it released last week. That's the power of stylization. Each character is clearly recognizable by the silhouettes alone, and this was on purpose. This majorly helps when bullets are flying everywhere and you can still distinguish from character to character. Its cartoony aesthetic means it didn't chase realism like some of the other games of its time, and it won the long game. Getting out of the design, the characters themselves were all unique in their own way. Each class isn't just a role, it's a character with quirks, accents and personalities. For example, you don't just play as Heavy, you are a sandwich minigun loving giant with 300 health. And the Meet the Team videos didn't just sell the game, they sold the game soul. Somehow, in just one taunt, TF2 manages to have more personality than most modern shooters have their entire cast. TF2 doesn't have a real tutorial outside of WASD and jump, so you really have to learn it all yourself. Fortunately, the system isn't really that complicated, and there are even many community videos explaining what to do. As Pyro, you have the ability to reflect projectiles for a small cost in ammo. You can either be useful as Pyro, sometimes deflecting the occasional rocket, or you can become a god amongst men with simply your right click, all with hundreds of hours between the two. TF2 doesn't hold your hand the whole way, but it rewards you for sticking with it. Each class can be simple on the surface. With Pyro, you just walk forward and hold left click to win most close range fights. Or you can take the time to learn the spacing and strategies behind all the intricacies of your favourite class, which is known as a main. You can play any map you want, hundreds of times, and no team matches will be the same. That's not marketing, that's just TF2. One day you might be playing serious comp, and the next you might be doing a conga line with 11 other people. It really is the kind of game where just one more game turns into 2, then 5, then 10, then 11 o'clock and you really need to sleep. It has the same addictivity as watching a series and wanting to find out what happens next. The only real limit is how weird each server's willing to get, and this game makes that an art form. No game can stay alive as long as TF2 has without a great community of backing. TF2 wasn't shaped by Valve, it was shaped by how people chose to play it. From player-made maps to entire fan-made modes, the community is practically a second dev team. Everyone and their mother have seen at least one SFN film, just showing the power of the community this game has. No game made me laugh like TF2 does, and a lot of the time it's not even on purpose. The ability for a game to last 18 years without being dissolved to tryhards and sweats is something no other game can match. TF2 never took the game seriously, and thank God for that. It's the reason it became meme fuel for an entire generation of YouTubers. Thanks to the people who love it, TF2 is thriving. Even during the bot crisis, fans rallied with #SaveTF2 and actually got a response. I mean, seriously, in what other game can you kill a man, taunt on his dead corpse, then get backstabbed by a Frenchman wearing a cape? And seamlessly transitioning into the next point, I'm just going to list some of the things that can and will happen in your average game. I mean, TF2 is a tactical shooter where your hero is a mad German war criminal with a god complex. What did you expect? You can rocket jump, spawn camp, get hit by a fish and explode into confetti, all within 30 seconds. Every moment edges on the line between genius and complete chaos, and that there is where lies the charm of this game. And finally, legacy and impact. TF2 walk so every hero shooter can run, and most of them still trip try. If you've played Overwatch, Apex or Valorant, you've seen TF2's fingerprints. The line goes way further than TF2 though, being inspired by Quake and the movement that comes from that. TF2 is defined by what it means to make a multiplayer fun and full of character, which many games still choose to disregard. It's not a game, it's gaming history still playable to this day. Team Fortress 2 isn't just a game. It's a living, chaotic, hilarious piece of gaming history. It's the kind of game where every round is a new story, where you can go from outplaying 5 enemies to being killed by a fish in a suit in 10 seconds. Sure, it's not perfect, but what masterpiece ever is? What matters is that TF2 is fun. Deep, stylish, and endlessly creative fun. It's still alive today because people love it for that reason so much. So whether you're brand new, a veteran coming back, or someone who just wants to know what the hype is about, boot it up, pick a class, push the car, and find out why TF2 isn't just worth remembering, it's worth playing. And remember, do not go to 2-4 at 3 AM, you will get backstabbed.